Hi everyone, good evening. Welcome to the class. It's your own channel of 9th and 10th and I'm your teacher Ankita. How are you all? Hi everyone. Awesome. I can see so many of you here already with us. Hi Archit. Hi Grisha. Hi Shivansh. Hi Prasannan. Hi Kavya. Hi Aditi. Hi Anugaya. Hi Shivansh. Hi, good evening Rashmi. Hi Akshay. Anuya. Good evening everyone. Good evening. Hi Nutan. Sohini. Mary. Kumari. Good evening. Hi, good evening Gungun. Mokshika. Khalid. How are you all? I hope that all of you are amazing and super happy to come here again. Excited about today's session? Me too. I'm super excited. It's a very interesting session. Hi Himani, good evening. I'm good. How are you? Yes. Hi Siddhi, good evening. Awesome. Thank you so much everyone. So I hope that all of you are excited for today's class. Now in today's class, we will be discussing about the cell membrane and cell wall. That's the second important topic we have in the fundamental unit of life, right? So I'm sure that all of you are excited. Yes, quickly tell me in the chat box everyone. The chat box should be running, right? Yes, we will be discussing about the previous year, not the previous year, the previous class homework question. Awesome, I can see all of you are excited. So let's quickly move ahead and let's quickly decide about the answer for the cell theory, right? And that was a question from the previous class. So let me just see, right? I'm sure many of you have answered. And I know there are a long list of the students who have mentioned the homework in the previous video. So we have Aditi, Vartika, M. Ritika, Shivansh, Yuvraj, Archit, and we have Krish, we have Prem Kumar, we have Himani, Gungun, we have Sathya Sheila, we have Umar and Prasannan. Thank you so much. So many of you have answered the question. Very good, very good. It's a great job that all of you come and write the answers. Very good everyone. So, claps for our homework rock stars. Let's clap everyone. Yes, quickly everyone. Let's congratulate to all our friends over here who actually write the answers. Very good. Okay, Prashansa. Yes. Very good. Now that we are there, right, over here, right, so we discussed about the cell theory. So we have three important postulates and all of you have mentioned about it, right? That all living organisms are made up of cells. Then, of course, cells are the basic structural unit of, structural and fundamental unit of life. And, of course, the new cells arise from the pre-existing cells. Very good, everyone. Very good. There will be no Menti today, but we'll be learning about the cell membrane and the cell wall. So, let's start, everyone, with today's class. Over here we have, in today's class, we will be discussing about the cell membrane, structure of cell membrane. We'll be discussing about the function of cell membrane, cell wall, its structure and its function. It's a really very important session, right? Super important everyone. So let's start our class. First thing when we talk about, let's start with the cell membrane. So can you tell me if I have to ask you what do you think about the cell membrane? Yes? Or what is a cell membrane? Yes, quickly, I'm waiting for your answer in the chat box. Yes, please do tell me. Yes, yes, very good. We will be having a detailed explanation of cell wall. Yes, surface area of the organelles. It's the first chapter of class 9th, the fundamental unit of life. Very good, Anugaya. The outer covering of the cell, outer covering of the cell. Covering of the cells, it covers the cells, the first layer. Very good, everyone. You all are aware about the cell membrane. So, you're absolutely correct. The cell membrane is the outer covering. Right? Now, if we compare the cell membrane, right, with the factory, if we're comparing a cell with a factory, can I call the plasma membrane or the cell membrane as security? Yes, do tell me. Right, it's the outer covering, right? It is present in the outer covering. So, we can call it as a security of the cell because it provides the barrier between the cell and the near surrounding. Yes? Right, everyone? Very good. So, we can say that if we compare in cells, cells have the security, and of course, this is provided with the help of plasma membrane. Very good. No issues, Anushka. Welcome to the class. Good to see you that you are here. Yes. Very good, Rashmi. Very good. So, we have this information about the cell membrane, that's the outermost covering of any cell, right, which separates the content of the cell from its surrounding environment. That's a very easy thing about the cell membrane. So, everyone, are we clear about the cell membrane? That what is its role in the cell? Of course, it's the outermost membrane and it actually separates the internal materials of the cell from the outside. Yes? Very good. Very good, very good. I can see a lot of yes. Quickly give me a thumbs up, everyone. A quick thumbs up would help me to move ahead. Very good. Now that we are clear with this, let's talk about its structure. So, as many of you are mentioning already, that the cell membrane is made up of the phospholipid, right? It has double membrane, right? And if you look over here closely, we can see that it has double membrane. Right over here. These are the lipids, right? We have 2 layers of lipids, right? We have 2 layers of lipids. So, of course, this is phospholipid, right? 2 layers, it's very flexible, very good. Fluid mosaic model. Yes, absolutely correct. So, over here in the cell membrane structure, when we talk about, we have the lipids, which is a bilayer, 2 layer, and we have proteins, right over here. That will be helping. So, the one thing about the plasma membrane we all should remember is that it is the outer membrane, right? And it is really very flexible. It's really very flexible. It is made up of the lipid bilayer. There are 2 layers of the lipid and there's one layer. Of course, there are proteins over there in between, right? Yes, everyone. Very good, Vishnu. Yes, very good, Himani. Very good, Shivansh. Very good. Hi, Prashant. Welcome. Selectively permeable membrane. You're absolutely correct. Now, when we talk about the function of the plasma membrane or the cell membrane, we know that it actually helps in the transportation of molecules in and out, right? Now, as you all are mentioning about permeable, semi-permeable membrane, can you give me an example of that? What is the meaning actually? What is the meaning of semi-permeable, right? Or selectively permeable? Quickly, everyone, right? Hi, Prem Kumar. Welcome to the class. Hi, Manisha. Yes, so we know that the cell membrane is flexible in nature. It is made up of lipid bilayer and proteins, right? It is the outermost membrane of the cell. It separates out the internal materials that are present in the cell and from the outside, right? Very good. The meaning I was asking that, what is the meaning of semi-permeable or selectively permeable? Absolutely correct. Every one of you who are writing the answer that it will allow the entry of few molecules only. It is very selective. We are selective, right? How many of you are selective? Of course, in the morning, I'm sure you select your dresses, right? Sometime you select our shoes. Sometime, of course, we all the time select the food that we want to choose, right? Yes, all of us are very selective in nature. Yes? Yes, very good. Yes, absolutely correct. We all are very selective, right? So similarly, our cell membrane is really very selective, right? So let's discuss about the selective nature of it. When we talk about, we have 3 different types. Like we can say that we have different types of membranes all across the different cells that we have, right? And of course, some of them will be super permeable, impermeable, selectively permeable. Let's discuss about them. So first we have impermeable. Can you tell me what is the meaning of impermeable? By looking at this image, we can actually tell, right? What is the meaning of impermeable? Yes? Yes, Archita. The ball-like structure is lipids and the thread-like are the no. Yes. Very good, everyone. Very good. Impermeable means that it will allow no particles to move, right? No particles will be able to move through it. It's completely impermeable. Then comes selectively permeable. Plasma membrane is always selectively permeable. That means that it will allow only few molecules to enter and will not allow all the molecules to move into it, right? Through it. So smaller molecules can easily pass through it and bigger molecules will not be able to pass through it. Right, everyone? Are we clear? Yes, in NCERT both the terms are used and they are almost same, right? Selectively permeable or semi-permeable. Very good. And then comes the third one, right? That is the freely permeable. That means that it will allow all, right? It will allow all the molecules to pass through it. So everyone, are we clear? We have discussed about three important types, right? We have discussed about impermeable, which will not allow the molecules to move in and out. Then we have discussed about the selectively permeable cells, right? And then of course we have the freely permeable. Sorry, not the selectively permeable cells, membranes we are talking over here. Selectively permeable membrane and the freely permeable membrane. Clear, everyone? Very good. Very good, very good. Semi-permeable means that, yes, semi-permeable means that it will allow the molecules to move in and out, but not all. Semi means it is permeable, but it will not allow all the molecules to pass through it. Only a few are allowed. Hi Shivanjali, hi Yuvraj, hi Yashvardhan, hi Akshay. Clear? Very good. Hi Sebastian, hi, you're from 10th class, welcome. Yes. Jenny Prem Kumar, hi. Good evening. Yes. Are we clear with this, everyone? So we are talking about the selectively permeable membrane, right? We know that plasma membrane is selectively permeable. Yes. Very, very good. Yes. I can see you're asking about a few examples of it. Very good, Shivan. Cell wall is an example of freely permeable. So can you tell me the example of impermeable? Yes, do we have an impermeable membrane? You can find out and do let me know, right? Very good, very good. Okay, I can see. Thank you, Himani. You are helping your friend Archita. It's a very interesting question. You have the answers. We have already discussed that. Very good. Everyone, are we clear? Come on. Quickly give me a thumbs up so that we can move ahead. Yes? Very good. Very good. Awesome. Now that we are clear that we have plasma membrane which is selectively permeable, let's try to learn something in a very interesting and a very fun way. Now, when we talk about the particles movement, right? They are moving. They are getting transported, right? Now tell me, you and I take which different types of transportation? Yes, tell me. Tell me. What different types of transportation we use to travel from one place to other place? Car, we can say. Okay, train, bus, right? And of course, when we sit in the bus, scooty, cars and buses, right? They need some energy, right? They run on the fuel. Interesting. So can you tell me, do you think that the particles, right, the molecules that we're talking about, how they are traveling from one side to other side of the plasma membrane? Or what is a different mode of transportation they are using? Do you think that they have a mode of transportation? Yes. Hyperloop. Oh, we don't have it yet, but maybe in future for sure. Very good. Very good. I can see the answers already. Yes, I can see. Harshit will be talking about the osmosis in a while. I can see the answers. Diffusions and osmosis, absolutely correct. So the molecules actually move with different types of processes we have. So we'll be discussing about these two important things. So let's quickly look over here. When we talk about the plant cells or the animal cells or any type of cells, we can see two different types of transportation. Now what is happening over here? Can you write and tell me what is happening over here? We can see a cyclist, right, is trying to climb the big mountain that we have over here. Yes? What is happening over here, everyone? Yes, do you think that it's really very easy for the cyclist to go, right? Quickly tell me. Is it easy or is it hard or is it really very difficult? Yes, so see over here. He started from here and is moving over here. So when that is happening, what is that? Yes, we need a little bit of, do we need a little bit of energy? Yes, tell me if there is really a slope over there, right? If you are climbing over there, you need a lot of energy, right? So similarly, over here, this cyclist will be requiring the energy for him to move from here to here. And the transport that requires energy to happen, we call them as the active transport. Are we clear, everyone? Are we clear with the active transport? Yes? Moving from lower slope to higher slope. Very good, Manisha. Yes? So we call them as the active transport. Why? Because in that energy will be used. There will be the use of energy, right? Very good. I'm sure you're aware about the ATP molecules, right? And we'll be learning further. So we require that which is produced and we require a lot of energy. Then of course there's another way. Now if he is coming from the top and coming down over here, do you think that he requires energy to push? Yes? Very good. I can see a lot of you writing the answers over here. Absolutely correct. He will not be requiring any energy and he can easily move down, and this type of transport is called as passive transport. So we can say that we have two types of transport, passive and active transport. In passive transport, we have two important types. We have diffusion and osmosis. So everyone, are we clear? Yes. Very good. I can see the answers over here. Absolutely. So if we talk about the types of transport, there are two important types. Active transport, it requires the energy. Energy is required over here. And in passive transport, no energy is required. Right? Clear, everyone? Right? Now we'll be discussing in detail about the passive transport. So everyone, are we clear? Himani will be discussing about the difference between the diffusion and osmosis in a while. Yes? Very good, everyone. Are we clear with this? Can we move ahead to diffusion? Very good. Good evening, Lakshmi. Good evening. I think few of you are joining over here. Very good gaming. Kavya, yes. Yuvraj, awesome. Now let's talk about diffusion. Clear, right? Now, let's try an activity, right? So, we'll be trying an activity. So, can you make me big? Over here. See what I have, everyone? Ta-da! What is this? It's a beaker. I'm sure you can see. And it's filled with the water. You know what? You can try this activity at your home also. For that, you just need a beaker. Or, of course, you can use the glass that we have, right? Clear glasses. And you just need ink. If you don't have an ink, definitely we can use the ink from the sketch pens, or we can take a hint, or we can use the watercolors also. Yes? I hope everyone can see this. Quickly give me a thumbs up if you can see this. And then we'll be doing an amazing things. I'm sure all of us have already seen it, but it's so interesting to do it in class along with our friends, right? Very good. So let's try. So let's see this beautiful thing. Okay. So here I'm adding few drops. Can you see, everyone? Okay, I hope it's visible to you. Okay, see how beautiful it is, right? if we keep it undisturbed for some time, see, you can see that it's getting settled at the bottom, right? And see over here, right? That's a color, right? And if we stir it, see, it's there in all the water, right? Ta-da! We have it. Now the whole water looks red in color. Yes, that is nothing but diffusion. Now can you write the definition of diffusion and explain it to me? Yes, now diffusion is nothing but, of course, we saw some transfer happening, right? Oh, it's very amazing. It's really very amazing. If you can see the colors, right? You can try this activity at your home. It's a very easy activity, right? Yes. So, Lakshmi, in this particular beaker, we have the measurement written. That's a major difference. The glasses that we have at our home will not have the measurements, right? But over here, we have the measurement written. And of course, the material is also different. So, yeah. Very good. I can see the answers. Very good. So, we now know that what diffusion is, right? In diffusion, if we just, sum up our experiment, we saw that molecules moved, right? When we dropped them, in the bottle, we have a higher concentration, and when we drop it in the water, of course, it was in a higher concentration. The color was in higher concentration. But slowly, right, it moved from higher concentration to the lower concentration where the concentration of color was less. And eventually, what we saw that it was throughout the water. Yes? So, to sum it up, we can say that in diffusion, we'll see the movement of the molecules from the higher concentration to the lower concentration. We see this in our daily basis, right? And of course, in our cells, one of the common examples that we have, the exchange of gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide. It occurs with the help of diffusion, right? So, if we have to define this whole process, which is usually asked in our examination, we can mention that movement of molecules from a region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration is called as diffusion. Everyone, are we clear? I'm making a smiley. I believe that all of us are clear with this interesting and super easy concept. Right? Everyone, are we clear? Very good. Manisha, we have to just wait for 1 more minute and we'll be discussing about the osmosis. And then I'm sure you'll have the information about that how the diffusion and osmosis are different. Yes? Very good, everyone. Now that we are clear with this, let me ask you a question, right? If your parents are cooking an amazing food for you, maybe they are cooking rajma and chawal, and you are sitting in your room studying, right? And they're cooking and they open the cooker and suddenly you can actually get the aroma of the rajma. Now, do you think it's diffusion or it's what? What we call that phenomena as? Yes? Quickly, it's a very easy answer. We have just discussed the concept. Yes? Very good. We are trying to give you the PPT and in the PDF. We are trying that. Absolutely correct. That is also diffusion, right? What happened? Of course, the gas moves, right? Of course, it has. It moved in the air and you can actually smell it. Interesting, right? So, we have other examples of diffusion. So, you can find out few more examples of diffusion. Awesome. So, everyone, give me a quick thumbs up that we all are clear about the diffusion. See, I am super excited because even if, I know what diffusion is, but it's always so much interesting to learn with students like you, right? Yes. Awesome. Very good, everyone. Now that we are clear with diffusion, it's time for us to move to a very important concept that all of you are asking about, and that is the osmosis. Now, what happens in osmosis? So, we have this, right? Let's see if we can do something with it. Right? Over here. Can you see? What is osmosis, everyone? Focus over here. When water molecules move from higher concentration to lower through a semi-permeable membrane. Right? So, to do that, we can try this experiment. Take some raisins, add it into the water and wait for some time. See what is happening, everyone? Water molecules are moving from outside to inside, and after some time, we will be seeing that raisins are swollen up, right? I'm sure we do this at our places. Yes, and now what are we doing? We're adding it into the salt water. And what is happening? We can see that there's a shrinkage of the raisins. Yes? Yes, everyone? So, what we can conclude from these two things? What do you think? I can see the answers. Quickly tell me, everyone. It's really very interesting, right? Yes? Very good. I can see the answers. Very good. So what is happening over here is nothing but the osmosis. So let's understand about the osmosis. Lakshmi, we have just discussed about the active and passive transport. Give me a minute, I will quickly revise it. Process of plasmolysis, we'll be discussing that in a while. Yes, so let's discuss about the osmosis. So we know that osmosis is a passive transport. That means that it does not require any energy. And what will happen in osmosis? We will see that there is a movement of the water molecules from the region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration through a semi-permeable membrane. And over here we have the example of it. So everyone, are we clear with the example of diffusion? We have seen the example of diffusion with the ink. We have seen the example of osmosis with the help of an experiment of the raisins. And we are clear with the definition of these two. Yes or no? Yes? Yes, everyone? Awesome, I can see a lot of yes. Absolutely correct. So osmosis is very much like diffusion, but it happens through a semi-permeable membrane. Now that all of you are saying that you all are clear and you have that information with you, let me ask you a question. It's a question time, everyone. Get ready for an interesting question that will be helping us to know that are we paying attention to the class. Here we have diffusion of water through the selectively permeable membrane is called as, interesting question, diffusion of water which occurs through a selectively permeable membrane. What we call it as? Very good. Very good, everyone. Semi-permeable membrane. Yes, Arshita, when we talk about the osmosis, when we discuss about that, we will be mentioning about the semi-permeable membrane. You are absolutely correct, everyone. The correct answer is osmosis. So the diffusion of water through a selectively permeable membrane is called as osmosis. A smiley for all of us. Smiley, yes. Awesome. So you're clear with this, right? Very good, very good. Oh, there's one thing I completely forgot to tell you. I hope that you're sitting with your notebook and with your pen and you're noting down all the interesting and important points that we're talking. Ma'am, can we tell that the raisins causes plasmolysis process? Interesting thing. Shrishti, you will have the answer for this particular question in a minute. Just wait for a minute. Awesome. Great. Now that we are clear with this particular question, right, and now that we are clear that what is happening in osmosis and in diffusion, let's move to again a very important concept that is there in our textbook that will definitely come in your class. Okay, let me ask you a question before we look into that important topic. Over here we have this. What will happen if you will place the raw mangoes in a brine? Now it is nothing but what will happen if you keep the mangoes in a salty water? What do you think will happen if you keep the mango in a salty water? Tell me, tell me. Yes? No, Archita. It cannot. Yes? I can see. Yes, Lakshmi, we have learnt about that. It will expand, it will shrink. Interesting. Very good. You guys are already aware about it. So let's discuss this all of it in detail. So over here we have 3 beakers as you can see and we have placed the mangoes in it, right? Over here we have a solution with the higher concentration of solute. Can you tell me what is a solute, everyone? Right, we have been learning about the solute and the solvent for a while. So what is a solute and what is a solvent? Can you please tell me? What is a solute? What is a solute? Solute can be something that will be adding into it, and that will be in a very small quantity, like salt and sugar. And solvent in the particular case is something that will be getting, right, will be mixing with. So the water over here will be the solvent. Are we clear with this? Very good. Solvent, very good. Solvent is more amount in the solution and solvent is a small amount in the solution. So we are clear with what is solvent and what is solute, right? Okay, in this case we have water and over here we have the salt. Now, in the first situation over here, we have placed the mango with the higher concentration of solute. So let's say we have high of salt, right? We have high of salt. Yes? And over here we have solution with a lower concentration of solute. That means less salt, right? And more of water. Over here, solution with the equal concentration of solute as in the cell. So, whatever we have in the cell is equal concentration over here. So, we can just say everything is very equal. Yes, everyone? Very good. You've already guessed. Very good, Shrishti, Lakshmi, Manisha. You're mentioning absolutely correct. These are 3 different types of solutions that we are talking about. Now, what will happen over here? Let's quickly look into it. So, over here, we know that over here we have high amount of the salt. What will happen? It's a hypertonic solution, right? It's a hypertonic solution. It has more of salt. Are we clear with this, everyone? Yes, in bio we have chemistry also. Such an interesting subject, right? Then, we have solution with a low concentration of solute. We call it as a hypertonic solution. No, this is the hypertonic and this is hypotonic. It has less of salt. We call that solution as hypotonic solution. Right. Yes. And of course, we have the last one which have equal amount of both. We call it as an isotonic. So, are we clear with this? Now, let me quickly explain it to you again. So, over here, we are discussing about 3 types of solution. Everyone, can we focus over here? Yes, I can see many of you are completely clear with the ideas that are in the concept. Few of you have a doubt, so please everyone focus over here. So over here we are talking about 3 types of solution. In hypertonic solution, what will happen? The cell will shrink because it has more amount of the solute. In this case, it has more of the salt. So what is happening? See, salt is more in the water and there is less salt in the mango, right? What will happen? The water will come out. Oh, the water is coming out of the mango cells. And in that case, what will happen to the mango? The mango will shrink, right? What will happen? The mango will shrink. It will like, oh my God, I'll go out. I will just help the water, right? So water molecules from the cells will be running. They will become very hyper and they'll just run towards the outside. And what will happen in that case? You will see that the mango is getting shrink. Yes, are we clear, everyone? Are we clear with it? So what is happening again over here? The molecules of water are moving from the higher concentration to the lower concentration. Outside, as we have a salt water, so the concentration of water is less. Or what will happen? Cells, water will come out, right? Yes? Yes, we are talking about the cells. Yes, absolutely. Shivansh, I hope you are clear with the hypertonic solution. Everyone, are we clear about the hypertonic solution? Very quickly, yes? Yes, everyone, are we clear? Very good. Now let's talk about the hypotonic solution. In hypotonic solution, we have less, right? We have the less solute. So in water, we have less solute. What will happen? The water will be moving inside. So in mango, we have less solute, right? What will happen? The water molecules will be moving inside the mango. Or we can say, if we compare it with the cells, of course, the water will be moving inside the cells. And our cells will swell up, right? Our cells will swell up. In that case, we will call our cell, the whole solution as a hypotonic solution. Are we clear, everyone? Quickly give me a thumbs up. Yes? Very good, Shrishti. Hypertonic solution, cell shrink. Hypotonic solution, cell swells. And in isotonic solution, size remains same. Very good. Very good, Lakshmi. Yes, we can see that. In this particular diagram, we can see that cell is swell up. Very good. Very good, Himani. Thank you for sharing the extra information. Yes, absolutely. Can the shrink mango expel again after putting it into the hypertonic solution? Very interesting question, right? What do you think? What will happen? Do you think it will expel? It's a question that we actually can connect to the another topic that we're about to study, right? Yes, and then we have the acidic solution where we have there's no net movement, right? So we have three types of solutions: hypertonic solution, hypotonic solution, and isotonic solution. So we are right. Are we clear with this? Yes? Right? Very good. Awesome. Now, quickly give me a thumbs up, everyone, and we will move to the next important topic. Very good, Neha. Yes, we call them as the isotonic solution. Now that we have discussed about all of these important solutions, let's talk about the next transport, that is the active transport. In active transport, we require energy, and over here, the molecules will be moving from the low concentration to the high concentration. That's why there is a requirement of the ATP molecule. The ATP energy is required as the movement is happening opposite, right? The movement of molecules will occur from the low concentration to the high concentration region. And of course, over here, there is a requirement of the energy ATP. Very good. Very good, everyone. Arshita, I'm not so sure about it, right? You can reach out to the website and you can get the information. Yes, definitely. You have all the information over there. Very good, Lakshmi. Absolutely correct. Yashvardhan, yes, you're mentioning. Very good, everyone. So are we clear with this? Right, now let's talk about a very important thing. Many of you are asking that what will happen to us, right, to animal cells if we put them from the hypertonic solution to the hypotonic solution. Now, let's discuss about something really very important. Full form of ATP is adenosine triphosphate. Yes, very good, everyone. Now, let's move everyone ahead and let me quickly ask you this. Now, you tell me, I'm sure all of us have plants at our home, right? And we water them regularly. What will happen if we don't water our plants? Can you tell me? Yes? Archita, yes. ATP is not required in the passive transport. Yes, ATP is required in the active transport. Very good. Yes. Right? We know that they'll be all dried up. They will not be looking like this. They'll be sad like this, right? Yes. After a few days, of course, they'll be very sad like this. So let's understand. So we know that the plants are made up of plant cells, right? And over here we have a healthy plant cell, and over here we have the wilted plant, right? Over here, see? Can you see over here? See? Now this over here, if you can see, the water content is really very less. But over here in the vacuole, we have so much of the water content. Now, there are two important things that we have to remember about it. Now, when we talk about the water, right, we know that we have the vacuoles there, and of course, we have the cell wall. This is really very important, everyone. So, yes, we have the cell wall that plays a very, very important role. Now, we'll be discussing about it. But can I ask you something? Even if the water is being not given to the plants, the plant is still living, right? If you can look at the cell wall, the materials, right, this particular thing is being moved away from the cell wall, right? Can you write the name of the concept that is there? What is the phenomena we call it as? Yes, everyone. Very, very good. Vacuoles are bigger in the plant cells and very smaller in the animal cells. You're absolutely correct. Yes. Very good. So we have the healthy plant and the wilted plant, right? And we can see what is happening inside him. Now, if we look over here very closely, we can see that the vacuole is filled, and over here, of course, this is not. And more than that, we can see this particular component is moved away. Very, very good, right? I can see the answers here in the chat box. Very good, everyone. So what is happening over here? That is the plasmolysis, right? What will happen over here? We can see that this particular layer, right, will get detached. This is a living part, right? It will get detached from the cell wall and it will move inside like this. This is nothing but the plasmolysis, a very, very important concept. Please note this down. Are we clear, everyone? Yes, are we clear, everyone? Very good, everyone. Good to see you, all of you here. Very good. Now that we are clear with this, let's talk about the cell wall, right? Let's talk about the cell wall. So cell wall is the outermost layer in the plant cells, right? And they are very rigid. They are non-living and they are very rigid. This is an important thing, right? It's a rigid protective layer that is present on the outside in the plant cells. So in plant cells, we have two layers. We have cell wall and the plasma membrane. Cell wall is made up of the cellulose. This is important, everyone. Keep it in your note, right? It's really very important. Yes, cell wall is made up of the cellulose, and because of that, of course, we know that our cell wall is very rigid. It's really very strong. It provides the outer structure, provides the protective covering to the plant cells. Very good, everyone. Are we clear with this? Right, everyone? Yes. Awesome. Very good, everyone. Now let's see the few examples in which organisms we can see the cell wall. We can see it in the fungi, algae, and in bacteria. See over here? Right? These are the cell wall. The main functions of the cell wall is that they are rigid and they provide the protection against the external changes. Very good. Now I can see that many of you are asking me to explain it again. So we are discussing about the cell wall, right? Cell wall is the outermost covering of the plant cell. It's really very rigid and it's a protective covering. It is made up of the cellulose. So what happens? In the beginning, I can see the kids are asking about to explain me about the plasmolysis. So what happens if we don't water the plants? What will happen? The plants, of course, they will receive the water goes into the plants, right? But if there's no water, what will happen? The living part, right, will get shrinked and it will move inside, right? It will get detached from the cell wall, and that is all called as the plasmolysis. It's a very, very important concept. Yes, everyone, are we clear? Yes, tell me, are we clear, everyone? Quickly give me a thumbs up. Very good, very good. Cell membrane, Somji, is an outer membrane which we have in the animal cells. It's a protective membrane, right? It is a semi-permeable membrane that allows the entry and the exit of few molecules. Very good. Yes. Very good, Himani. Thank you for sharing that extra information. Now that we are clear with this, right, let me quickly ask you a question, everyone. Question time. And here we have the question. Right? Very good, Shrishti. Absolutely correct. What happened when raisins are placed, right, in water, right? What is the reason of their getting swelled up? I can see the options. Very good, everyone. The correct option is option number C, that is osmosis, right? When placed in the water, raisins will swell up as a result of the osmosis. Very, very good. With this, everyone, we are done. But before we go, let's quickly summarize, right? So in today's class, we have discussed about the cell membrane. Cell membrane actually helps in the transportation of molecules in and out, and it is semi-permeable in nature. We discussed about the passive transport. In that, we discussed about the diffusion and the osmosis. Diffusion, molecules will move from higher concentration to the lower concentration. In osmosis, The molecules of water molecules will move from the higher concentration to the lower concentration through semi-permeable membrane. Right, everyone? Then we have discussed about the active transport. In active transport, the molecules will move from the lower concentration to the higher concentration. Right? And they will be requiring the energy, that is ATP. And then in the end, we have discussed about the cell wall. It is a rigid protective covering, right? And it provides rigidity and protection to the cell. Very good, everyone. And today's homework question. You can write the difference between the hypoiso and hypertonic solution, and I'm adding it. Do write the definition of plasmolysis. Right? You can define the plasmolysis. Everyone, are we clear? Yes? Manisha will be discussing about this in our upcoming classes. So stay tuned for that. Yes, I have the answer, but I want you to just wait for the next session. Right? We will be learning about it. Very good. Awesome, everyone. With this is a homework question. I want you to answer in the comment section below. Please answer it. It's your way of telling us that, ma'am, we are learning along with you. Yes? And we'll be meeting in the next class. That will be happening on 27th of April for the fundamental unit of life. You don't have to worry. BYJU'S got you covered. Apart from that, you can hit the like button towards this video. That's your way of showing love towards this particular subject, right? Yes? Share the video with your friends and subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button, everyone. And of course, there's a link in the description box below. You can try our amazing classes, right? And there's no charge for that. It's a free trial. Thank you for doing that. Awesome, everyone. With that, we will end our session today. I hope that you have enjoyed the session. If at all your doubts are being not answered here by me today, you can write in the comment section below. I will address them in the next class. Easy, right? Awesome. Himani will be discussing about that in the other class. Though we don't have this concept here in class 9th or in 10th, but we will make sure to include it. Yes, thank you so much, everyone. Lots of love to you. We'll be meeting in the next class. Bye-bye, everyone. Hearts. Bye-bye.